Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you with the YWC Awards for the year of 2015. I apologize, last year I did not make the awards because of the fact that I just honestly was a little bit lazy and did not make the video. But I've always stolen these from Freaking Yaya 88. He yearly gives away the awards on his channel where he puts on the red Chris Hero hat, travels back in time, and does the daily dose of wrestling for all of us, giving away these awards. Hopefully this year, Freaking Yaya 88 will put on the hat one more time and give us these videos. But I've gone back to one of his past award videos and looked at his award categories, and that's basically where we will start and be reading the awards off from there. We'll start with Female of the Year. Honestly, in my mind, I give the Female of the Year award to somebody from WWE who's gone above and beyond, and that honestly, in my mind, would be Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks has had great matches all up and down the NXT roster. I don't know why she hasn't gotten over on the WWE main roster after the SummerSlam NXT show. You know, they had it where they were trying to get everybody to start chanting for Sasha, 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 and they did it for a few weeks, and the WWE never really did anything with her, so the fans just quit on it. So hopefully in the soon future we will see Sasha actually get heated up on the main roster and see where she goes from there. Most improved, I will probably give to Becky Lynch, who in my mind was sort of just like a background feature of NXT. I can remember when she first debuted, she sort of had the Ireland Lord of the Dance gimmick, which then she quickly paired with Sasha Banks and was sort of like Sasha Banks' muscle in their group, to the point where they finally broke up, and we never got the one-on-one match as far as I can think. But she's come up to the main roster, and even there she sort of was the background, but due to some injuries, she's actually getting a title shot at the Royal Rumble. So we'll see what pays off with Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch in the foreseeable future. The best DVD release, honestly, goes to me was that Day in the Life of the Young Bucks. It's a documentary based upon them where they traveled to New York from LA to wrestle the Hardys in sort of a dream match, and you get to see them the joys of traveling, eating in a diner, doing an autograph session, wrestling the Hardys, and then basically leaving that show to fly to another one. I think that that's the best DVD that they've had this year, and I would give that the #1 ranking. The disappointing match of the year, honestly, in my mind, comes to Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar at Hell in the Cell. I was all gung-ho to actually go to Hell in the Cell this year when it was announced that SummerSlam wasn't going there, but LA would be getting Hell in the Cell. But when NXT was announced to be doing 2 days here in Sacramento, where I wouldn't even have to travel, I just have to basically drive down Watt Avenue, I believe is where it was, and the thing was right there, 15 to 20 minutes from my house. I thought that was awesome. Definitely, I think that the NXT show was better than Hell in the Cell. I'm not a fool. I did come home and watch Hell in the Cell that night once it was done. But I didn't think that Undertaker and Brock Lesnar really did a solid main event that people cared about. They really built it up with SummerSlam and Undertaker returning at Battleground. But the match, to me, if I would have traveled down there, I don't think Luke and Miguel both said that it wasn't worth the money. But I do think that they said that it was a disappointment, so I think that backs it up. Then for there, we go to the most overrated wrestler. In my opinion, it would have to be The Big Show, a guy that's turned babyface and turned heel at least 15 to 20 times this year. WWE puts this guy out there thinking that he's going to get a huge reaction, and honestly, when Big Show comes out, he just gets this overall groan. I'm not going to say the guy can't work. Definitely he has a place in wrestling if you use him the right way. But trying to use this guy as an intimidator to the main eventers, having matches against Roman Reigns and others, just doesn't really make a lot of sense in 2015 and 2016. And I'm not hoping that the guy retires. I think it's funny when people chanted at him, and I think that it's funny that he's actually come up with comebacks to yell at the fans about it. But I just hope that they don't use this guy in a main event role. You can definitely use this guy as a mid-carder. Give him a month off, give him 2 months off, bring him back, have a feud, and it could work. I mean, even when Big Show was looking to get after the Intercontinental Championship around SummerSlam time with Ryback and Miz, that was all right. It just, when he put him in the ring against Roman as an intimidator, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Most underrated wrestler, honestly, in my opinion, would have to go to Cesaro. I think that once Cesaro comes back from his injury, I've said this 1,000 times, and I listen to the YWC prediction shows every year on the Wrestling Observer. And Cesaro is the guy that they're like, this is the year. They can't miss on this guy. They're definitely going to push this guy to the main event. He's one of the best wrestlers WWE has, and it's going to be his year. And it's never come out. But definitely in my mind, Cesaro, who's out with an injury right now, once he does come back, he should be moving right up to the top of the roster. He should have been for a while. Feud of the year. Damn, this is a hard one. I honestly can't think of a feud of the year that goes above and beyond anything else I can think of. I mean, TNA was really dead. WWE really didn't have any real big feuds. The only one I can really think of that's close, and I wouldn't want to give it an award, would be Rollins versus Cena when they were fighting over the United States in the WWE Championship around SummerSlam time, which led into Night of Champions, which led into the Sting versus Cena match. That's the only thing off the top of my head that I would say was a really good feud this year. Babyface of the year, I would have to give to, definitely not give to Roman Reigns. I think you have to give it to John Cena with the United States Open Challenge. Some guys, when they're rounding out their career, they start to wrestle less. Like guys like Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin didn't wrestle on Monday Night Raw or on SmackDown. You had to really get the pay-per-views in order to see them. And John Cena was wrestling on every show that he was on, defending the United States Championship, standing up for what he thought was right. So I think you got to give it to John Cena. Mark out moment of the year would have to be Undertaker returning at Battleground. I only say this because I live on the West Coast, so if I'm watching a pay-per-view live, it's at 8 o'clock, the main event segment comes on, but I was at my mom's house on the East Coast visiting her for vacation, and I was watching this, and it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I might have even started a little bit late, I think, or maybe there was a lag, or something happened where I was watching this show late, because I do remember I was watching it late because Archie called me before it even happened, and I was having to try and be quiet, but when Undertaker appeared on the screen, I had read the rumors like everybody else, but I didn't believe that they were true, and I was trying to get really fucking fired up, and trying to be quiet at the same time, and it just wasn't working. Promotion of the year, I want to give this to Lucha Underground because I've heard so many good things about it, but I can honestly tell you that I've never seen one episode of Lucha Underground. I did see a Gauntlet Royal Rumble kind of match from them on YouTube, but I haven't seen much. I've been waiting for a DVD to come out to try and help promote the company and help monetize it, but it hasn't come out yet. But if I had cable, I'd definitely be watching this on Wednesdays. NXT, in my opinion, has to be the promotion of the year for me because of the fact that it's my favorite show that I watch week in and week out. And I think it's really cool. Tag team of the year, I have to give it to the Young Bucks. I mean, nobody really has been wrestling matches that make me want to go out of my way to see them, whether it's them wrestling against the Hardys, whether it's them wrestling against the Briscoes on independent shows, and I'm trying to find these on YouTube, or whether if it's them wrestling in these junior tag team matches that kick off New Japan pay-per-views. They're always the ones that get me fired up and excited that I'm watching a show late at night. Best on the mic, I think you have to give it to Paul Heyman, I guess, because there's nobody really in WWE delivering a promo that's worth a damn, I'll tell you that much. It's like everybody's trying to remember what's written on a piece of paper by somebody else rather than going out there and saying, what's on their mind. So have to give it to that. Heel of the year would have to go to Eva Marie, who on NXT sort of accepted the fact that no one's going to like her. And when they put her there, you can definitely tell that they were trying to make her a babyface, and the crowd just immediately turned on her, and she just took it, ran with it, and I think that, once she figures out what's going on and gets a little bit better, I think that she's going to be awesome. Then we go from there to Show of the Year. I'm going to give Show of the Year actually to a television Show of the Year, which follows up my Heel of the Year. Bayley versus Eva Marie on NXT was the best show that I watched, whether if it was the screw job that was coming from Michael Cole being put in charge of the show as the special GM, Charles Robinson showing up as the guest. I don't think he was really the guest referee, because he was like the outside enforcer to make sure via corporate that things were going to go the right way, and you just basically, one thing after another made you think that Bayley was really losing that championship to Eva Marie, and at the end she was able to prevail, even with Nia Jax butting her nose into that match 1,000 times. That show was awesome. Promo of the year, I don't remember any promos from the entire year, so that award is null and void. Match of the year would have to go to, I think I gave Match of the Year during the Slammies to the 3-way from the Royal Rumble, even though I haven't seen it in over a year. That match was freaking awesome, even buying into the fact that Brock Lesnar was really injured on that table spot. And I really thought that Cena and Rollins were just freestyling in the ring, trying to figure out what the fuck they were going to do to save the day. Wrestler of the Year, I'd have to give, I don't know, wrestler's a strong word. It makes me think of actually a real wrestler. Damn. I should have given him Most Improved to Gable, Rookie of the Year, but nah, it is what it is. I can't go back now. Wrestler of the Year, probably have to give to Finn Balor. Wrestling in NXT, I'm really hoping that this guy comes up to the main roster sooner than later, and we actually get to see something really good and WWE get a payoff on the money that he's doing. But then again, if Balor leaves NXT, that's a huge hole for them to try and fill. The wrestler to look out for in 2000 I guess it would be 2016. I'm looking out for Seth Rollins. Once Rollins returns, I know that I haven't mentioned him during this whole deal, but once he returns from this injury, he's probably going to go on a babyface run, and he's probably going to be looking for Triple H and the Authority, or at least just to show them that he can actually wrestle and doesn't need their disqualification all the time. So I'm looking for Rollins to have a huge year once he makes his return, and those are the awards. Hopefully your favorite guys won some.